Luke, many congratulations. A very strong win there. Just talk us through it.
Yeah, it was a strong win. You know, the start of the game was a good precedent for what happened. You know, I kind of carried it on a little bit. You know, obviously the first set was amazing. I think Kev sort of carried on from his game against Nathan, and you know, if he carries on like that, he's going to win. You know, he was unbelievable. But I felt like when I went off to the first break, I took good confidence from him. So I said, okay, well, you've played well there. You know, if he carries that on, you're just going to shake his hand and say fair play. So yeah, I felt like I started off really well, and you know, I followed it up in the end with a decent performance. I felt like there was a couple of moments where I dropped off a little bit, you know, silly scores and stuff. You can't be too critical, because when you're playing such a long format, you're going to have these moments where they're up and they're down. So yeah, overall, I was happy with the performance.
When you were 3-1 up, was the Gabriel Clemens game in the back of your mind? Like, did you want to just get the game done with and just make sure that you got the win down? Because obviously Gabriel threatened such a comeback in that last game. Was that in the back of your mind in this one?
Yeah, I mean, no, it's not in the back of your mind, but it makes you, you know, them sort of scenarios give you good experience to make you think, okay, well, now I'm 3-1 up, you know, come into this fifth set and really just blow him away and just send the game as quick as you can. And I don't think I blew him away in that fifth set, but I did well, and I kind of felt like he dropped off a little bit, helped me relax, he giving them opportunities, and obviously the 118, when that goes in, I'm thinking, yeah, you're in prime position now, you're going to have, you know, 2 throws to win this set, you know, 2 throws holds a throw, and then obviously, you know, finished the game pretty decent in the end. So overall, I'd say that it was a decent game, but I think Kev sort of let me play my natural game in the end. He didn't put me under pressure in the last 3 sets.
You're averaging over a ton across this tournament. Is your game at the level you want it to be to reclaim this trophy?
Yeah, I mean, it's at a level that's decent. I don't think it's at a level that will win me the tournament. I think that it has to be upped. And I think if you look at the draw now, you know, Gian next game, I mean, I can't really say who's going to win that one, Gary and Justin. To be honest, I think if it's Gary, then you've got a real tough one. Justin is enjoying his old moment, isn't it? So yeah, I think you've got 2 really tough games to perform at the highest level. And then, you know, you're looking at possibly a Luke or a Ryan Searle or Johnny Clayton. I'm going to have to be at the best of my abilities to want to win this tournament now. So I think a lot's different from the time I won it before. I kind of could coast through a few games here and there, quarters and semis I did in 2024. This time I don't get that. So I'm going to have to perform at the best of my abilities now if I want to go on and win it again.
And just on that next game, Shan Van Veen in the quarterfinals, a monstrous clash there. In your 4 encounters this year, Shan's got the better of you in all 4 of them. How badly do you want to break that streak this time around? Yeah,
I mean, it's not about badly wanting to break it, but obviously if I win this one, then the 3 that I lost before would never matter, because I would, if you offered me you win the GM one in the World Championships and you lose the other 3, I'd take the win in the Worlds, because that gives you the opportunity to be World Champion again. So I'd risk every other one I lost before to then take this one. So yeah, of course, you know, it's if I win this one, then all the ones before would not matter. But if I lose again, then he's going to have a number on me, any. So it's important that I put that to bed and try and you know, stop that progress of him keep beating me. But he's a tough player to beat, you know what I mean? So the 3 games that we played before, they've been really, really tight games. And this is a long format, something that I'm experienced in as well. Doesn't mean I'm going to beat him, but it's going to play into my favour a little bit. And yeah, I know I've got a tough game to win there.
Well done.
Thank you.
Luke, well done. That must feel really good. I mean, you look really super pumped at the end there, actually, celebrating with the crowd.
Yeah, I felt really good. It was nice to just go up there and just be a little bit more consistent. You know, over the last couple of times I've been up there, it's been good, and then really average, and then good, average, good, average. You know, it's just been a bit here and there. You know, that game was a little bit more consistent. A lot more better sets, you know, set wins. And, you know, I just felt there was a lot more to give, and that gives you a little bit of confidence. When you put in a decent performance, but you feel like you could have played even better, it does give you good confidence. So, yeah, of course, really, really pleased with that win, but I do feel there's a little bit more in there, or a lot more in there, actually, to give.
Do you feel that, actually, you know, had you been taking on somebody like a Gary Anderson, who's been awesome in his last 3 matches, you might have actually already dredged deep enough to have found those levels that you're just saying that you're looking to try and achieve over the next couple of matches?
Yeah, I think the good thing for me is I feel like you know, not all the time, but a lot of times in my career, I kind of found that level when I really, really needed it. You know, even when I've been in good leads and then someone's come back at me and I find that really good set at the right time, I feel like that's something I've been really good at. And, you know, obviously loads of other times I've not been good at it, but I feel like I've been good at it more than I haven't. So I feel like if I was playing Gary or Michael or whoever, you know, I feel like I would have found them levels when I needed to, because the belief has to be there. And, you know, that was a decent performance. But in the last 3 sets, I felt like Kev really didn't push me in the manner I thought he was going to. But yeah, of course, I'm just going to do what I've got to do, and I'm really happy with the consistent performance of that game.
What's New Year's Eve look like when you're in the last day of the World Championship?
Party until 6 a.m. No, yeah, it's just obvious, isn't it? You're going to relax, you're going to enjoy yourself, and do what I would do usually, and go to bed at a sensible time. Obviously see the new year in. Got my family with me, so yeah, spend a bit of time with them, relax, practice, and you can celebrate all these little moments after the World Championships finished.
Enjoy it and see you in the new year.
Thank you, and you. Happy New Year.
Luke, congratulations. The way you sign off 2024 was disappointment. Is this a much better way to sign off 2025 winning? Because obviously the Peter Wright game was disappointment, where this time, much better way to sign it off. Yeah,
of course. I found like in 2023, I think I signed off really nicely in that year as well against Joe. So yeah, was I Peter Wright last game? Yeah, so I sign off the year every year then. Yeah, of course, it's nice to go into next year. I got asked from the zone, what do you think year 2025? And I feel like it's been a good year, but I feel like I'd love it to be a great year. And that only matters by winning the World Championships. So you can't get ahead of yourself. Obviously, I think it's been a good year. But yeah, I'm really working hard to try my best to become world champion again.
Talking about your half of the draw, is darts in a better place when we've got this version of Gary Anderson firing?
100%. Yeah, it's amazing. I think Gary is like everybody's idol in a way, and you look up to someone like him, and Adrian Lewis, the fluentness, just the easiness they make it, and I'd love to play Gary in the semis, not because I want to beat him, just because it's a legend. You know what I mean? So. Darts is in a good place, to be fair. There's a lot of good players playing now. Josh, Gian, Gary's playing good. I just think there's a lot of good players. I think there's going to be a headache for the Premier League this year. It's going to be a tough ask for people to pick that, is the top people.
Just the way you're so composed here, coming through that game against Gabriel, do you almost feel bulletproof because you've come through that tough time?
Not really. I don't feel like I'm bulletproof. I think. I'm just thinking of Stephen here. I just want to sing it. No, I don't feel bulletproof. I just feel like I've not got away with one, but I managed to find that right shot at the right time against Gabriel. And if it goes through, I could have been at home. So yeah, I think that the only thing it's given me is that little bit of confidence, that little bit of belief to feel like when that important moment comes again, I might be up to the task. So yeah, I think that's what I'll take from that game against Gabriel. Throw me.
Luke, congratulations on today. Going into your 5th quarter-final here at Ali Pali on New Year's Day, that's some record.
Yeah, I think it's nine times I've been in the world. Yeah, so 5 out of 9 is pretty decent, to be fair. And I've not got the best of records winning quarter-finals. I've won 3 out of 4. Won 1 out of 4. Sorry. So yeah, it's right. 1 out of 4. Yeah, so I'm hoping to make it 2 out of 5. And but of course, making quarterfinals is great. It's a good achievement. But players like me, the minimum is a final. Minimum is winning it. Once you've won it once before, so I'm happy I've made that New Year's. That was my goal as a minimum. I've done it now, and now of course I want to go on and achieve more.
How much do you draw from those experiences, whether they're positive or negative, in those big game occasions and the ones you're going to have over the next few days?
Yeah, I mean, I've got. Strange to think, but the last 2.5 years have given me so much experience, so much belief, and so much things I can look back on. I've achieved so much, but also achieved a lot of things that have gone against me. Many major defeats in finals, and many major wins as well. So, of course, I've got so much to look back on and take on that little bit of experience. Of course, for me, I think this is over 20 or 25 quarterfinals and major tournaments now. So. I've got that experience of being in them, and hopefully I could take a little bit into that on New Year's Day.
You spoke really well about Gary Anderson to Phil there, and you say there's a sort of selection headache for the Premier League. Do you think he could be someone to enter that fray?
I always keep telling him, keep nudging his arm. Come on, Gary, just one more. Just give the fans one more, and he's adamant he's not going to do it, but. Yeah, I think it would be great to see him just to have one more. But of course, it's a lot. It's not just about Gary having one more. It's a lot of travelling. There's a lot of honest. He enjoys playing the Pro Tours and stuff, and playing the Pro Tours, the Premier League and stuff. We had chatted about it earlier together. It's a really hard thing for him to do because he loves playing them, and then you got Monday, Tuesday, away Wednesday, Thursday. If he wants to do Euro Tours away, so. Yeah, it's tough, but as a fan, as a player, I'd love to just see him just do one more. But I'll keep twisting his arm and see if I do it.
Luke, well done tonight. Just on that headache for the Premier League selection, with everyone coming through, with Gian and Josh and others as well, is it maybe time to expand the format back to 10 or maybe even 12, just so people aren't missing out?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to know what the perfect scenario is for the Premier League. Really, 8's always, it feels really elite, and it's like, I feel like it, when I kind of missed out. It's good to upset people because it gives you a little bit of hunger. And you don't really want to please everyone. If everyone gets in it that should be in it, it's kind of, there's no arguments. I think what makes great viewing is good arguments. I should be in, I shouldn't be in, all this type of stuff. So I think 12 is probably too much. It's not elite then. I think 10 is probably the maximum. But there is great scenarios of having 12 in it. I've had some great, I'll tell you off camera, that I thought that would be good for the Premier League if you did 12. But yeah, it all depends, to be honest. If it's 8, it's going to be a headache. If it's 10, I think it probably almost picks itself. But if it's 8, yeah, it's tough. But I think that's what everyone enjoys, all the talk about who's going to be in, who's not going to be in. Whoever's is 10, I kind of think everyone knows who's going to be in. So yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of people sweating about who's going to be in, who's not. But luckily for me, I don't have to worry about that.
A few years ago, you was in that position. Do you remember what it was like when you was the world number 5? I think with winning 4 Euro tours and missing out when people expected you to get the call up?
Yeah, I mean, I had it a lot in my ear to say that I was going to be in, from people saying, we'll plan this, we'll plan that. Do you want to miss this and miss that? Because obviously you're going to be in the Premier League. And when you get the call that you're not in it, it's like, oh, I thought I was going to be in. So it really does hurt a lot more when you think you're going to be in. So, yeah, of course, it's really, really, really tough one to take because it's the showpiece, it's the elite one. Everyone wants to be a part of it. As much as it's tough work, you want to be in it every year. So whoever misses out, you're going to be gutted, but... for me, it made me a stronger person and player, and hopefully whoever does miss out this year then makes them a stronger person and player. But sometimes experience does really help in the end, and I think the people that left me out, they knew what they were doing, and it did work out for me in my favour. Was it ever a distraction for you, sort of leading up to it? Because everybody talks about next year's Premier League throughout the year, especially as we get to this end of the year, and we ask players questions about it. Is it hard for a young player or someone who's not been in it before to try to ignore that and focus on this tournament or whatever tournament they're in and not think about what could come next year? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think if you're a young player and you're thinking that you're almost a part of the Premier League if you just win this game and have that sort of thought going through your head, it can affect you a lot. To be honest, yeah, it really can. I feel. For all the players that feel that they're almost in, you win that one game, and I think in 2023, I think it was when I was in it. If I had won that game against whoever it was, I think Stephen, I probably would have been myself, and I didn't. And Chris won the Masters and knocked me out with that win, I think. So yeah, it can play in your mind. It did me, but winning this, I think for me, the elite mentality would not be thinking about Premier League. We're thinking about winning the World Championships, and if you win the Worlds or even make it to the final, you kind of know you're going to be in it anyway. So. Yeah, it can be tough for people. Just that's on the top of your mind because it's a lot of money, a lot of exposure. I think a lot of players that are almost in the Premier League this year have lost early, so it's going to be a tough one for everyone to kind of suggest and put forward who's going to be in. Thank you, Luke. Well played today. Thank you, mate.
Congratulations, Luke. We saw earlier Michael van Gogh against Gary Anderson, must-see, blockbuster game. Do you think you versus Jan van Veen could be in that category in years to come? Yeah, definitely, of course. I think, to create a great rivalry, it takes tens of years. I think they've been at it for like 10 years now. I think when you've played someone a couple of times, it's not really a rivalry. I mean, me and Luke have played each other about 25 times now, so it's kind of at that level of Michael and Gary and stuff like that. But me and Gianni's not really been at that top end of tournaments a lot, but of course he's only just been a part of the PDC and he's still young, so he's still... finding his feet in the PDC, even though he's like 5th, 4th, 3rd, I don't know what he is now. So it will be in years to come. I think you have a lot of like games. Me and Luke, and you have Luke and Gian, and me and Gian, and probably me and Josh and Luke, and Gian and Josh. I think that's what you're going to get in the future. So yeah, this will probably be one for them. And it has been the last 3 times we've been on the stage in major tournaments. It's been close games, been good games. So yeah, I think we've written that stall out already. And the extension in format now. Does that allow you more breathing space and more time to get into your flow and your rhythm in those types of games?
Yeah, I'll let you know in 5 years. I think it can kind of help people and not. I think there's been so much more earlier exits this year than I've seen in the 9 World Championships I've been a part of. So many big names gone out so early. So yeah, I don't know, to be honest. I feel like them people that are not as experienced, they kind of relax a little bit more and they seem to put in good performances, and not like Justin Hood, obviously. I don't know if everyone knows, me and him are really good close friends. I love him to bits, and told everyone about the Chinese that we're going to open. So, yeah, you know, he's one of them players that doesn't really give a damn. You know what I mean? He's there like, I'll just do it. Ryan So again, don't really care, and they're in the quarterfinals. So yeah, I think that's what it does. It gives you that little bit of ability when you're at a standard where you're not playing in everything all the time, to just go into these tournaments and think, wow, if it goes, it goes. And them two players are the optimum of what we've shown in this World Championships.
And it's a real family affair, isn't it, these World Championships for you, with all your family and friends here. How much of a team effort does this World Championship feel for you?
Well, yeah, it is. It's a massive team effort because, you know, when your family's not here, it's a lonely place. And obviously schools are out, so I get my stepdaughter here, which is amazing. Obviously we have some great fun doing quizzes and stuff. You know, we have a great time. And my son's here and playing cars, and yeah, my fiance. Just having all these people with you, my mum and dad, they come up every game, and obviously I had Matt Lewis today. You know, I've seen him for a long time. Just these people that give you that little bit of a boost. They really do help you. You know, go on there and want to really play well for them.
Well done, Luke.
Thank you.
When Justin won earlier, were you thinking, oh no, I'm going to get roped into this Chinese restaurant?
I think I have. I already told him. We spoke about it a good few months ago, so we got on really well. He said, I can't remember what he said. He said something, if I do this, we're going to open a Chinese. I said, yeah, we'll. And I think I'm screwed. I think I go. So he just wants to open one for free Chinese, to be fair. But I'm like, Justin, we want to make money from it, mate. And he's like, oh no, don't worry about that. I'll just, yeah. So you know, Justin, he's a top lad, to be fair. He's, I get it, the Chinese, but we have to understand he's in a tournament now, and he's a contender. He's a competitor. He's someone that I got to watch out for, because as much as we're great friends and get on really well, he's playing arguably the second best darts of anyone in this tournament. So. Yeah, if he beats me in the semi-finals, there ain't no Chinese then.
Have you come up with any names for it yet?
I have no idea. We haven't got that far yet, to be honest. I don't know. He started this off. He was like, just chatting to me once. He was like, because obviously we get on really well, like I said, and he's like, do this. And I'm like, go on, then we'll do it. So we haven't got that far yet, but he's had enough money now to be a part of it, so I think I'm screwed. I'm going to have to do it now. It's a bugger.
Well done, Luke.
Thank you.
Which is your favorite Chinese food?
I love it. Asian food is my favourite food. Yeah, anything Thai, Chinese. I like Indian food as well. But yeah, Chinese food, like, I see Justin's, everything he said is pretty much what I order as well. So yeah, we'll have to have a sit down Chinese with him. He's desperate for one as well. He keeps texting me all the time about it.
Okay, you have made almost every major final this year, include this championship, such strong performance. Where does that consistency come from?
Dedication and practice, I think. Yeah, I think you work hard and you dedicate your whole life. You know, I practice hard. You know, I do things off the board. You know, like keeping my health in good tact. You know, and you know, working out here and there when I can, and eating healthy in the right moments where you're in big tournaments. Just these little sacrifices that are not really like hard work, but I stick to them. And yeah, I think that's what really does help me in the big majors. You know, I feel really fresh. I feel rejuvenated. You know, it's been a long couple of weeks, but I feel really fresh. I don't feel tired. I don't feel like, you know, I need to sleep for 2 days and stuff like that. So I feel like these are the things that help me through these big major tournaments.
To win a match, of course, physical, mental, and technical skill are all very important. But from your view, which one is the most important? And how do you split the percentages?
I think mentality is the one. Is the main thing that you need to be at the top of the game. It's so easy to be up there and you have a bad set, or someone has a good set and just drop your head and just think the world's against you. It's important that you don't. You know, I've had experience where, of course, that's happened to me, where I've dropped my head been negative, and I've won games but also lost games. I feel like the most important thing about being a top dart player is have that really positive mindset, and the top players seem to have it, and there's a reason they have it, because of the experiences they go through. I've had so many experiences in my career where I've had to really fight them sort of moments in your head where you don't feel like you're good enough, and I think that is why the top players really do have that elite mindset of big legs in the right times and stuff like that.
How many percent? 50 more percent?
More than 50, yeah. 70, 80, 90% is definitely mental, yeah.
Oh,
Definitely is,
really?
because if you feel mentally good, usually the darts go good as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.